Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. It has taken just 16 months for the Prime Minister to break his election promise not to reduce the size of the UK's armed forces. For a party that likes to think of itself as strong on defence, it makes no sense that the Tory Defence Secretary announced last month that the government are cutting the size of the army, this time by 10,000. This comes on top of the 45,000 that have been cut from the whole armed forces since 2010. This is a slap in the face for our armed forces personnel, many of whom are recruited from working class areas like Jarrow here in the North East. Under the Conservatives, our armed forces have seen a decade of decline. Forces personnel and their families have been forced to live in substandard accommodation whilst receiving below inflation pay rises for the past 7 years. Hidden within the government's defence plans is a 2.7% cut day-to-day spending over the next 4 years. This translates into a Lance Corporal in the Army seeing their pay cut by £445 and a Sergeant in the RAF losing £610. Armed Forces personnel deserve so much better. They have helped the country through this pandemic. They played a key role in building Nightingale hospitals and assisting the vaccine rollout. At one point, 95% of mobile testing centres around the country were run by the military. We owe them a great deal. There is no doubt that the threats we face as a country have changed in modern times and that spending needs to be focused accordingly. But as the pandemic has highlighted, highly trained personnel are indispensable. On a wider industrial point, I agree with Unite the Union in their response to the government's integrated review that the UK already has the skills, capabilities and the ambition to be developing the cutting-edge technology needed to meet both today's and future challenges, and that the only thing holding it back is a lack of vision, ambition and support from government. The government must produce a long-term plan to boost Britain's foundation industries in steel, shipbuilding, aerospace and cybersecurity as national assets. This is essential because the defence of the nation is linked with the defence of our national economy. The Prime Minister said in November that he was ending an era of retreat regarding the defence cuts made by previous Tory governments. But after the integrated review and the Defence Command paper, yet again there appears to be a vast difference between what the government says and what the government does. Thank you.
Very much. Colonel Bob